Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Ridge tries to break up with Taylor, while Nick dazzles Brooke with an engagement ring. Ridge and Eric watch as Donna and Katie greet Brooke's return to Forrester. Brooke recounts how her ex-boyfriend saved her life and shows her on the boat with him saying, "We'll make this right." Conversation shifts to Grace, giving Liam the impression that he had a brain tumor. Brooke is certain that Bill won't be kind to her. After receiving a text, Ridge must go. With a raised eyebrow, Brooke inquires as to whether he needs to see anyone. Taylor and Kelly are at the Forrester home, and Kelly wants to use wedding drawings as a way to welcome her grandfather back. Also exclusive, Bill's revenge. Is Will able to wait? Electra comments at the design office that Ridge will save Brooke the same way he would save her from Remy. She assures her boyfriend that she will always remember it. Will encourages her to confide in him. They embrace when Electra acknowledges that she's still having difficulties. Will tells his girlfriend that he will always be there for her during a few flashbacks. Electra admits that she became more wary of several things, including them, as a result of the phony nudities. She says that she wants her partner. When they embrace, Will appears unhappy despite telling her there's no rush and he'll wait. Is Brooke able to fight off a ring? Brooke complains to Eric, Katie, and Donna in the main office about Ridge seeing Taylor. She informs them that their time in Naples was fantastic. Brooke is reassured by Eric and Donna that things will work out with Ridge. Nick seems to check up on the blonde and make some amends after they depart. Donna, Eric, Brooke, B&B, Katie, Brooke. As Katie exits the workplace, she will undoubtedly bring up Ridge, saving Brooke. Nick pulls out an engagement ring and admits he had a proposal planned for their boat trip after apologizing for the boat mishap and expressing relief that Brooke is okay. "I also love you, Brooke," she exclaims. Nick, Brooke, B&B. Will Taylor's heart be broken by Ridge? Ridge has arrived at the Forrester mansion, and Taylor and Kelly give him the entire rundown on everything pertaining to the wedding and honeymoon. Taylor wants to return to the beginning, St. Thomas. Tay tells her granddaughter all about the treasure chest that holds her ring because they are unable to perform flashbacks to those scenes. After having an idea, Kelly takes off. Kelly, B&B, Taylor, Ridge. Ridge sits next to Taylor and complains that Nick is threatening to harm him and Brooke by horning in on their work vacation in Italy. Although Taylor acknowledges that it was difficult for him to almost lose Brooke, he uses the occasion to remind Ridge that the blonde has a history of being ill toward him. He only wants to talk to his fiancée, not the world-renowned psychiatrist TM. See also, when will Matthew Atkinson be back next? As always accommodating, Taylor says she has begun organizing their wedding. Ridge's gaze fell to the ground. He is urged by Taylor not to re-engage with Brooke. A life with someone like her is what he deserves. Kelly plays the spoiler by interrupting to express her excitement for their wedding as Ridge clears his throat to bring up a challenging topic. Is a reunion between Thomas and Hope imminent? Do broken engagements force ex-partners to get back together? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas Forrester and Hope Logan may be getting back together. Will these ex-partners get back together because of some broken engagements? With the confirmed return of Matthew Atkinson as Thomas Forrester, it's time to consider the character's future. We particularly want to think about Thomas's romantic future because love themes frequently take center stage on the CBS soap opera. When B&B fans last saw Thomas, he was engaged to Paris Buckingham, but there is no assurance that the marriage will be consummated. Paris and Thomas may split up before they can exchange vows since they never felt like a lifelong relationship. If that occurs, Thomas might reflect and come to the conclusion that Hope is still the woman he secretly desires. Thomas's infatuation with Hope may possibly become a problem, depending on the plots B&B develops. In any case, if Hope's relationship with Carter Walton fails, she can end up in the same predicament as the failed engagement. Daphne Rose has the ability to entice Carter away from Hope now that she is back in Los Angeles. If Carter ultimately decides to favor Daphne above Hope, he might either pump the brakes or betray his current fiancée and force Hope to call off the wedding. In any case, if both Hope and Thomas lost their soon-to-be husbands, they would have something in common. Though he may eventually come to the realization that they would never be together, Thomas believed he would live out the rest of his days with Paris. Hope might come to the same conclusion regarding Carter and begin to question whether she should have accepted Thomas's proposal from the beginning. Do you believe that a romantic reunion between Thomas and Hope is possible? After their engagements are over, will Hope and Thomas try their hand at dating again? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas will return by early September. We'll keep you informed as more details about his next intriguing plotline become available. Is Nick going to take rejection? Brooke's risk is worthwhile. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Nick Marone was sure. However, it turned out that his belief that Brooke Logan would accept his proposal was overconfident. Without a doubt, Brooke had feelings for Nick. Jack Marone, their grown son, was last seen as a child on TV in 2011. The heroic rescue of Brooke by Ridge Forrester strengthened their unshakable and enduring relationship. When he saw his Logan tumble off the boat, he jumped into the ocean without hesitation to save her. Jack was unable to steer. The pull of Nick Marone isn't that strong. Nick and Brooke were only wed once, in 2006 and 2007. The 8 marriages she has had with Ridge are far more significant than that one nuptial. She and Ridge have a grown son, R.J. Forrester, who was born a few years before Jack. Devoted admirers are aware that Jack is mentioned from time to time. It may indicate that Wagner's comeback is a temporary arrangement if we don't see him accompanying his father during Nick's current resurrection. Nick was correct to think that Brooke would be amenable to his courtship. However, Nick, like Taylor Hayes, forced himself to think that history might be changed. Taylor Hayes needs to hear from Ridge Forrester. Supporters are curious about how Ridge will inform Taylor of the news. He will probably explain why he had to save Brooke. Hard answers to the questions of why he was following her, however, will accompany that reasonable explanation. Eric Forrester was adamant about pressing the matter in Italy. Ridge was encouraged to speak with Brooke after his attempts to get Nick to back off failed. Nick interrupted their meeting in the lovely plaza, which appeared to have been authentically recorded and had locals as extras. He provided Brooke with an escape from the pain Ridge symbolized. When Ridge describes how he traveled from his hotel room to the ocean, where he swam to save Brooke from drowning, he had some verbal gymnastics to do. The destiny language of Brooke Logan is not just words. Brooke was naturally persuaded that the engagement to Taylor would end soon when he held her in his arms and promised to make things right. The reality of Los Angeles, California, where all parties will return, is very different from the charm of Italy. It was only in the last few months that Lang's character began to believe in fate. However, she clung to it with assurance since Ridge took his time marrying Taylor, who requested that he remarry her instead of the other way around. The intense drama that transpired on the most recent fashion trip by Forrester Creations is significant. Thus, Brooke is supposed to take a chance by turning down Nick's proposal of engagement while she waits for Ridge to get back to her. Ridge and Brooke go back to L.A. Taylor. You need to brace yourself. Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful hint at a brand new day in Los Angeles. In order to demonstrate that things remain the same despite their constant change, the crew returns from Naples. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke is conflicted. Ridge Forrester got to play rescue hero by diving in and saving Brooke Logan when she tumbled off the back of Nick Marone's boat into the Mediterranean during an exciting trip to Naples. Then he said that everything was fine in Brooke's world of destiny and that he had always loved her. Nick isn't going to give up, though. No how, no way. Nick is unable to stay away as Katie Logan and Donna Logan celebrate the return of their sister. Nick pulls out the ring they had in Italy, but never got around to putting on Brooke's finger after Katie and Donna have left them alone. He's prepared to do it now, though. Once more, Brooke is at a loss for words. Ridge saved her. Thus, he must be abandoning Taylor right now, even though she is flattered by Nick's attention. He will never be able to go back home and forget the times they spent together in Italy. Read this. Ridge and Taylor's reactions to Kelly's return without Steffi on the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Ridge is split. When Ridge returns to the Forrester mansion, Taylor Hayes is waiting anxiously to find out if Ridge would dump her or not. Even if it's completely fake, she must give off the confident vibe that Ridge seems to adore. Ridge is aware that he will have to be truthful with his fiancée, while Taylor babbles on about how they must organize their lavish wedding. He and Brooke continue to share a bond that will endure forever. Despite being aware of this, Taylor is pitiful enough to hope Ridge will pick her. Ridge may have some unfavorable news to share with Taylor. As Brooke looks at Nick's diamond ring, he has no idea that she is also faced with a significant decision. This partnership is as short-lived as milk exposed to the California heat. This bombshell will destroy the marriage. Let's discuss the marriage between Finn and Steffi, which is the true casualty. With this family, Steffi has already been through hell. She was abducted by Luna, who tortured her while keeping her in an animal cage. She was shot by Sheila. When Lee hid Finn's survival, she battled with her deceit. She will soon learn that Finn's mother and Finn's mother worked together to shield the woman who tried to kill her. Play the game. Over. This betrayal cannot be recovered from. After years of warning Finn about his damaging family ties, Steffi now proves she was right all along. Finn will find himself in the worst possible predicament when this reality is made public. How is he going to justify this? His daughter frightened his wife, and his original and adoptive mothers worked together to hide her. This cannot be forgiven, not even by Finn's renowned capacity for seeing the positive in people. There will be nuclear fallout. The shockwaves will destroy everything when this plot is exposed. And trust me, secrets this big are never kept under wraps in soap opera land. Ridge will be horrified, as will the whole Forrester clan. Will they now learn that the respectable Dr. Lee is equally as horrible as Sheila, who has terrified them for decades? The betrayal will have disastrous consequences. Bill Spencer is on the verge of going insane. This man recently fell victim to a massive medical scam run by Dr. Grace Buckingham, and now another physician is trying to hide it? Luna also shot Liam, his child. Bill is going to be furious. Sheila's husband, Deacon Sharp, will be at the core of this disaster. In what way does he justify his wife's involvement in this plot? He will no longer have any relationship with anyone at Forrester. Now, what is happening to Luna? At this point, things start to get genuinely interesting. Luna is awake, frightened, and completely helpless against two women who are using her as a pawn in their cunning plan. Is she going to set them against one another? When they are arguing, will she run away? Or will she really follow through on one of their schemes? I'm betting that Luna will be more cunning than the two of them together. After all, she possesses Sheila's DNA, and she has already proven that she is capable of murder and more. Luna might outsmart both of these grandmothers, who think they have the advantage. Not to mention that actress Lisa Yamada has other obligations. Thus, Luna's time on the scene might be coming to an end. But if this is her last song, what a way to end it. The ultimate betrayal. The thing that disturbs me the most about this situation is how Lee has changed into everything she said she hated. She resented Sheila for being dishonest, lying, and endangering Finn. And now, she is acting in precisely the same manner. By keeping Luna alive and hidden, she has broken the law, violated her family's trust, and put everyone in risk. Lee's deliberate and remarkable similarity between hiding Finn and now protecting Luna is striking. It illustrates how Lee's moral compass has been totally damaged by tragedy. She is not the honorable physician we believed her to be. She is a lady who is willing to compromise all she previously believed in order to treat life-threatening illnesses. How about Sheila? Sheila Carter at her best. She has placed herself in a position of authority, able to act as both the puppet master and the hero. Her protection of Luna is essentially an attempt to strengthen her bond with Finn and accrue more debt from a family member. Time is running out. This conspiracy is a ticking time bomb that will devastate everyone in its path when it detonates. The marriage between Finn and Steffi will not endure. It will ruin Lee's reputation. Sheila is going to take advantage of the chaos somehow. Luna, too? She will either wind up on the run, in a mental institution, or in jail. What is the greatest tragedy, though? Finn is on the verge of losing everything. Steffi would lose his wife, the trust of his family, and perhaps his relationship with his son Hayes if he took the children and ran away. Sheila and Lee's unholy union isn't about love or safety. Rather, it's about two women who are so consumed by their own obsessions that they are prepared to destroy everything that stands in their way. At Luna's bedside, they made a promise that is really a declaration of war against anyone who challenges their perverted idea of family. I promise that the most spectacular and sad means imaginable will be used to reveal the secret. What time does it occur? It will completely ruin the Finnegan family as we know it. A perfect storm of treachery, deceit, and difficult choices has been crafted by the authors. This is the secret that will make all the difference. Not just another soap opera secret. Taylor stalls the bridge reunion due to Ridge's delay. The doctor might do something drastic to make Brooke Logan wait for her destiny forever. Find out what might occur next on the CBS soap opera by reading on. Bridge disclosure. Brooke's feelings for Ridge have never been denied. The designer has been unable to acknowledge his own emotions, honestly. When Brooke fell from Nick Marone's yacht, everything changed. She wasn't breathing when Ridge dragged her out of the water. Ridge was what Brooke saw when she moved toward the light, not God, her past, or her kids. When Ridge woke up, she felt glad she had survived. Ridge was determined to avoid making the same errors again. He assured Brooke that he would put things right. The truth bomb of Ridge Forrester 4. Brooke will have a lot to share with Hope Logan, Donna, and Katie when they get back to Los Angeles. Ridge intends to be honest with Taylor about his relationship with Brooke in the interim. Taylor Hayes' incredulousness. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Taylor will be utterly taken aback. She's either that or really crazy. Taylor tells Ridge in a sneak peek that Brooke has a future, just not with the designer. Taylor continues by saying she won't take off her engagement ring. When Ridge realizes it will be hard to part from Taylor, he lowers his head. Is the reunion of Brooke Logan postponed? Taylor's diagnosis of broken heart syndrome seems to offer some possible advantages. Taylor might collapse and announce that her BTS has returned if Bridge gets back together. Ridge would rush in like he had the last time. Taylor might do other things as well. Could she and Nick work together to make sure they both have the relationships they desire? Will Taylor and Nick eventually start dating? How far will they go? Taylor will need a new partner because executive producer and chief writer Bradley Bell has hinted that Bridge is ending. It might be Deacon Sharp, if not Nick. After all, their marriage might be over if Deacon learns of Sheila's secret. So stay tuned for some shakeups and reunions. Brooke's toxic love won't endure. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that although the mood may be lovely at the moment, it won't last long. We're discussing Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester's reunion, of course. Given that they were both scheduled to travel to Italy together, fans foresaw this from the beginning. Brooke's poisonous love won't last. Ridge tries to break up with Taylor, while Nick dazzles Brooke with an engagement ring. When Brooke Logan arrives and is welcomed by Donna and Katie, the tension at Forrester Creations is evident. Unspoken feelings permeate the atmosphere, particularly as Ridge and Eric observe from a distance. Still reeling from her near-death experience, Brooke keeps thinking about Ridge's words, "We'll make this right." The mystery of what right really means anymore lingers along with the weight of that vow. Brooke's face darkens as the topic turns to Grace's deceit in making Liam think he had a brain tumor. She dread the consequences, since she knows Bill Spencer won't overlook Grace's betrayal. However, Ridge's phone buzzes before she can express her worries. Not everyone is unaware of his sudden departure. With a suspicious tone in her voice, Brooke raises an eyebrow. "Do you need to see someone?" The question is laden with connotation and lingers in the air. After hesitating, caught between obligation and desire, Ridge makes a nebulous reason and leaves. Kelly is excitedly sketching wedding themes at the Forrester mansion, while Taylor Hayes is deep in concentration. It is both touching and tragic to see the young girl's naive excitement for her grandfather's coming home and the prospect of Ridge and Taylor's reconciliation. Although Taylor smiles, her eyes show that she is uncomfortable. She is aware that Brooke's presence looms large despite their renewed connection and that Ridge's heart is split. Secrets and battles emerge elsewhere. Electra and will have a private, peaceful moment in the design office. Electra considers how Ridge saved Brooke and compares it to Will's own bravery in saving her from Remy. She whispers, "It's something I'll never forget," with a hint of thankfulness and something more profound, something unsolved. Will encourages her to open up after noticing her distress. After hesitating, Electra admits that she's still having trouble dealing with the aftermath of the false nudity incident as well as the tragedy of the past. Even with Will, she is cautious because of the violation. With a shaky voice, she tells him, "I want you." Will, who is always patient, hugs her and murmurs, "There's no rush. But I need time." "I'll wait," he says, but his face falters as they embrace. How much longer before he becomes frustrated? Ridge's unachievable decision. Ridge finds himself torn between two women he loves. Because of their past, their family, and the stability she stands for, he feels drawn to Taylor. But his greatest love has always been Brooke, even in spite of their turbulent past. The stakes are higher than ever today because of Nick's abrupt return and the flash of an engagement ring. Will Ridge have the fortitude to make a decision at last? Or will external factors, Bill's desire for retribution, Taylor's aspirations, and Brooke's residual doubts decide for him?